JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, massive cocaine seizure at NMIA. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is reporting a massive cocaine seizure yesterday at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. 611 pounds of cocaine, with an estimated street value of over 2 billion Jamaican dollars, was seized during operations by the narcotics police. One man was arrested. Man shot dead in Gregory Park. A 25-year-old man was fatally shot in a drive-by shooting in Gregory Park, St. Catherine, on Tuesday night. The victim, Maurice Barnes, was sitting with a group of persons in front of a shop on Watson Drive about 10 o'clock when men drove up in a car. The men fired at the group and the car sped off. It was discovered that Barnes was shot in the head. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Police searching for suspect who shot entertainer in Westmoreland. The Westmoreland police are searching for a suspect involved in the shooting of an entertainer in West End, Negril on Monday. The entertainer has been hospitalized in serious condition after being shot in the chest. The 24-year-old entertainer was walking along Negril Beach near Norman Manley Boulevard about 10 p.m. when he was shot by a man. No motive has been established for the attack. 3 illegal firearms seized in Hanover since December. The Hanover Police Division is reporting that 3 legal guns have been seized by lawmen in the parish since the start of the month. According to commanding officer for the division, Superintendent Sharon B. Putt, who was addressing the monthly general meeting of the Hanover Municipal Corporation yesterday, one Taurus 9mm pistol with one 9mm cartridge was recovered in the Kingsville area during an operation on December 1. No arrests were made in connection with the seizure of the weapon. 3 days later, Superintendent B. Putt said one Colt .45 pistol with 10 rounds was seized in the Golden Grove community. 4 people were arrested in connection with that seizure. She added that on December 6, the police also seized a 9mm Taurus pistol with 7 9mm cartridges in a section of the Lucy Bus Park. One person was taken into custody in connection with that seizure. He is expected to be charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of a firearm, the superintendent said. Accused drug dealer in the UK facing deportation to Jamaica. A drug dealer in Worcester, England, who assaulted a police officer who assaulted him is facing deportation to Jamaica. Cardonius Lowe, 21, who moved to the UK from Jamaica when he was 6 months old, is accused of organizing the sale of crack cocaine and heroin from a flat. Lowe appeared in a prison video link at Worcester Crown Court on Monday. The Jamaican is linked to the supply of Class A drugs between June 30 and August 18 this year, and assaulting an emergency worker in the execution of her duties on the day of his arrest. It was reported that the female detective was seizing Lowe's cellular phone used to organize drug deals when he kicked her during his arrest on August 17. Body found along dirt track in Portmore community. The police are seeking to identify the body of a man that was found along a dirt track in Caymanas Gardens in Portmore, St. Catherine. The body is of a brown complexion, slim build, and about 5 feet 8 inches long. The body was clad in a red shirt and pants and a pair of multicolored sneakers with a black handkerchief on its head and sporting dreadlocks. A black and grey knapsack was also found. The police report that about 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, residents heard explosions sounding like gunshots and summoned them. On their arrival, the police said the man was seen lying on his side with gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. United States imposes visa sanctions on former CPU cops and relatives. The United States Department of State has imposed visa sanctions on 6 former members of the disbanded Crime Management Unit, CMU, of the Jamaica Police Force. The sanctions have also extended to the immediate family members of the 6 former cops. These actions reflect our ongoing commitment to disrupt, deter, and promote accountability of perpetrators of human rights violations and abuses wherever and whenever they occur, said an official in a statement on the website of the U.S. State Department. The State Department made the announcement on Thursday to coincide with International Anti-Corruption Day and International Human Rights Day. According to the State Department, the 6 former CMU members were involved in extrajudicial killings. Although the deaths occurred in the 1990s, one U.S. official has reported that the sanctions are usually tied to new evidence or as a result of new visa applications. In 2003, the Renita Adams-led CMU was disbanded, following allegations that the squad was involved in extrajudicial executions. A year later, Adams was taken off active duty pending the outcome of the trial for him and 5 other CMU cops for the murder of 4 people in Crawl, Clarendon. In December 2005, the cops were all acquitted in the Home Circuit Court in what Adams had described as a mother of all trials. Months later, the cops learned that their visas had been cancelled and they turned up at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston to inquire. At that time, the cops were told that their visas had been revoked because they had been determined to be ineligible to travel. However, they were told that they could reapply. But Adams was reported as saying it was not that important to him, as he had only once traveled to the U.S. Clarendon wanted man turns himself in. O'Shane Henry, who was listed earlier this week by the Clarendon police as a wanted man, has turned himself in. Henry, who was wanted for murder, was one of 8 men listed as wanted by the police for various crimes. The police urged the individuals who have been listed as wanted to turn themselves in immediately. They are 21-year-old Daniel Conlin, 18-year-old Delroy Burkett, 18-year-old Romaine Murray, 23-year-old Panif Broomfield, 37-year-old Steve Francis, 26-year-old Fitzroy Core, and Shamar Miller. The police are urging anyone knowing their whereabouts to call the Mapen Police at 876-986-2208 or 876-832-2077. Crime Stop at 311 or the nearest police station. Jamaica records 66 new cases of COVID-19, no deaths. Jamaica has recorded 66 new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, bringing the total number of cases to 11,509. The death toll remains at 270. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, of the 66 new cases, there were 24 males and 41 females with ages ranging from 4 to 82 years. The gender of one of the cases is still under investigation. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 17, St. Catherine 11, St. Thomas 10, St. Anne 7, Trelawney 6, Hanover 4, Westmoreland 4, St. Elizabeth 4, Clarendon 2, and Manchester 1. The country also recorded 145 new patient recoveries, bringing the number to 7,667. Cop vows to get gangster cockroaches. We intend to pursue these cockroaches. That was the vow from Superintendent of Police Vernon Ellis yesterday, as he disclosed that G-City and Walthamese gangs are high on his radar. Superintendent Ellis, who was speaking at yesterday's St. James Municipal Corporation meeting, described gang behavior as akin to the behavior of cockroaches. 2 weeks ago, some gang members came out in some areas, and I'd want to say they misbehaved based on what transpired. We chipped into a surge mode, and we intend to pursue these cockroaches because that is what they are. They tend to come back when they are not needed, and after they do what they want to do, they run back into their cracks and tend to disappear. The plans afoot will be aimed at targeting these members of the Bad Breed Gang, the G-City, and the Walthamese Gang. I remember some 3 years ago, Barrytown was under siege by a gang, and there was a wholesale operation which led to 6 of them not being with us. With the joint approach of the security forces, we intend to do everything to keep the city of Montego Bay safe. And if it means to do some wholesale fumigation of these cockroaches, then we're going to do it, declared Ellis, the commanding officer for the St. James Police. As evidence that he means business, the senior cop told the meeting that the police in St. James seized 106 firearms since the start of the year. I must say to you that the St. James Division has recorded over 106 recoveries of firearms, making it one of our highest totals and doubling the efforts of any other division across the island for the year 2020. The recoveries is just a signal of the trust and confidence and partnership between the citizens and the security forces in the region. The St. James Police Division is still at a 17-year best in terms of reduction of murders, he said. The police superintendent also talked about plans for the Christmas season and how his team will keep the city safe. The festive season that we are upon, and for this and any other event, we will come up with a joint plan to secure the space. The intention of the security forces will be to protect life and property, sensitize and promptly notify essential services about major developments relating to crime and disaster for the period, crowd control, and traffic management. He said too that the police intend to prevent and detect crime and maintain law and order in the city. The increased levels of commercial activities in the major towns will see new deployment. We have improved the level of the quick response teams inside of the space, and it is aimed at making the space safer for the period. We have a lot of good citizens, and we have a lot of goodwill over the year 2020, and we want to maintain that goodwill with our good citizens, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.